Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I wanna give you my. I've been reacting to X-Men '97. If you look on my channel, I have all 9 episodes on, edited versions of it on this channel, and I also have, of course, the unedited on my Patreon page. But I'm gonna do a predictions, I guess, for episode 10, which is the finale of the first season, and we know it's already got renewed for season 2. So this review, I'm going to talk spoilers in this. So in case you haven't watched it, you can tune away if you don't want be spoiled. Okay, this is just my predictions. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do, just because I've been loving this season so far, like a lot of people, and I can't wait to see how it wraps up. So, like I said, the last episode 9, it ended with Magneto ripping, literally ripping the adamantium out of Wolverine. Like that happened. That happened in the comics. Okay, and so they're doing it on the show, and it looked intense and really horrible. Anyway, and I know it ended a different way in the comics. So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Okay, I think it could go one of two ways. Episode 10. Okay, one of two ways. Okay, episode 10 could go this way. They could either have Professor X, because I know in the comics, when Professor X tries to wipe down Magneto's memory, he basically creates another entity called Onslaught, which is like a combination, like what people call it, like the dark side of Xavier. It's like this creature that has like it has Magneto's helmet, and it's a, if you see the image, you know what, if you Google it, Onslaught, you know what he looks like. And a lot of people think, just specifically, if you watch episode 9, the way it ended with Magneto basically putting his helmet on Xavier to block him from using his psychic power on Magneto. Okay, so people think that Onslaught is going to come on. Is going to, but unless this episode is like 2 hours or something, which I don't think it is. I think it's just the regular 35 minutes that you get out of these episodes. This episode may be the longest out of all of it, because I think this is going to wrap everything up. But people think that Onslaught is going to come. Although, like I said, I don't, unless they're going to continue it into next season. I could see Onslaught coming on, but because this episode or this season has kind of rapid fire. It went through a lot of things in a lot of the episodes. They kind of been barreling through, so I could see them having Onslaught being created. Okay, uh, in this episode, and also I also think that maybe even Phoenix, because if you watch Cable's being controlled by Mr. Sinister, so he's attacking Jean, and since Scott and Jean has that psychic connection, uh, he could see her as she was like saying goodbye. It looked like she was going to lose the fight with Cable, and she was saying goodbye to him, uh, to Scott. And a lot of people, and I also predict that this may happen too. She may tap into the Phoenix Force and and swat Cable away, and wind up having them defeating Bastion. Okay, I can see that happening. But again, Wolverine's going to be in bad shape, because even with this healing factor, I think it's getting the adamantium ripped out of him is going to put his healing factor into overdrive, trying to stop all the literally being ripped apart. Uh, I think I could see that stuff happening. A lot of bad things happening in this episode. Like they could stop Bastion, but remember, maybe they would have to fight Onslaught too, because they're trying. They have I think they have a limited time. They have to try to reverse what Magneto did when he shut down every electrical thing on Earth. So I think a lot of bad things could happen in this episode. Like we'll get hit with wave by wave of bad things happening in this episode. Maybe Onslaught gets created. They have to X-Men have to take them out. Maybe even, I don't know if they remember, they had Captain America in it. I think in a couple episodes back. Maybe they could have, like, you'll see everything in this episode. Phoenix in this, just a lot of different things happening in this. Maybe even Bishop returns and stuff. But that, maybe even Franklin Richards, maybe Fantastic Four Avengers. I don't know if they'll throw everything in here, and then eventually maybe have Cable go back and reset everything. Have him remember, because he kept trying to stop. He said he couldn't stop Genosha from happening, but maybe the X-Men will figure out a way for Cable to go back to a certain point and then just stop Genosha from happening. Maybe he'll go back further in time. Maybe even maybe stop Bastion's father from getting infected, because remember that's what started everything else. So maybe he'll go back in time to do that. I think there's a lot of possible ways, but I think we could be in store for a massive reset at the end of the episode. That's what I think could happen. Like, all the bad things could happen. Professor X becomes Onslaught. Okay, Magneto dies. Whatever. Wolverine's messed up from getting his adamantium ripped out. Jean becomes Phoenix again. Just a lot of bad things could happen. Okay, but then at the end of it, they figure out a way to send Cable back, and Cable actually stops Genosha from even happening. So everything else, all the bad things that happen, get wiped away. We get a reset, basically, is what I'm saying. I think that's more than likely to happen. I think that's more likely to happen, because I think Bo DeMeo, I think he like laid a clue. He said I think he did a screenshot of the Star Trek: The Next Generation episode called Cause and Effect. I think that was one that Kelsey Grammer was on, episode where they kept basically repeating time. They were like stuck in a time loop, and they kept repeating and repeating and repeating. And I think that's basically what Cable is trying to do, getting stuck in a loop. But I think, like in Star Trek, how they figured out a way to burst out of the loop, I think they'll figure out a way to send Cable back and have him stop everything from happening, and then everything gets reversed. I think that's what's going to happen. So we'll get Gambit back. Rogue will be back with the team and all that stuff, and I think even the Professor will be back. But then I don't know what they're going to do for season 2. Or, okay, they won't reset it, and everything else will just go to crap. Maybe we'll get Onslaught coming on, and then Phoenix. You got to deal with Phoenix as well. Just a virtual S show going on, and then that's how it ends. Maybe with the X-Men, with their backs to the wall, and Onslaught being there. Remember, they still have the Earth. Basically everything electrical has been wiped out by Magneto, so they have so the Earth is in peril. So I don't know how they can leave a few cliffhangers, maybe, or maybe Cable does do a reset or stuff, or maybe he doesn't, and we got Onslaught to deal with. Or maybe they do save, because I know some people are saying that maybe Storm will be able to reverse what Magneto did with her powers. She's an Omega level villain, maybe hero, so maybe she'll be able to reverse what Magneto did. So the Earth is safe that way, but we get the beginning of Onslaught. Okay, and I know in the comics that that entity, I think he killed the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and took the X-Men. I think the X-Men had to wind up eventually getting rid of him. But I think what happened was they said that Franklin Richards, I think I remember they said Franklin Richards, the Avengers and the Fantastic Four were really killed. They were moved into a pocket dimension that he created. You know how in comic books they always come up with a valuable solution of why at first you think Avengers and Fantastic Four get wiped out. What are they going to do? No, they were never really killed. You put them in a pocket dimension. Okay, so it could be a cliffhanger with Onslaught coming on, which I think would be killer. The Earth is saved, and Bastion's defeated, but we got Onslaught to deal with. Okay, and that could be the big story going forward in season 2, which I wouldn't mind that so much. Although I do want, maybe I'm kind of biased, I want the reset because I do want Gambit back. Okay, and I want Rogue back with the team and stuff. And Wolverine, I want Wolverine to be, to be okay. So maybe that can be that. So that's my prediction, I guess. Predictions that it could go those one of two ways. Like I said, everything goes to the crap, but then they figure out a way to send Cable back, and Cable resets everything. Okay, and then everything's back to normal, and that's how it ends season 2. And then they could do a teaser for season 2, whatever storyline it could be. Or everything, Earth gets saved by, let's say Storm saves the Earth. Wolverine, gets healed, everything, and then he's still out of sorts, and they can carry that story on to season 2. And then we still got the Earth will be saved, Bastion will be defeated, but you still have the coming of Onslaught. Maybe like that'll be the ending scene cliffhanger that Onslaught will have been created, and they got to deal with him for season 2. So anyway, let me know what you think of those two possibilities. Which one would you want? Which I think the see, in that scenario, the second scenario, Gambit is still dead, which is kind of messed up. Kind of in Rogue and left the X-Wing. So as much as I like the first scenario to happen, everything gets reset. Maybe the second scenario would be better in terms of writing. Just to, we get Onslaught, Gambit's still dead, Wolverine is messed up, Jean becomes Phoenix again. Just a lot of things the X-Men got to deal with for season 2. Okay, maybe that one might be the best. So anyway, let me know which one you think is best. Anyway, again, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also in the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. We check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. Okay, my Patreon's only $5 a month. Tons of content, unedited content. All the link down below. Check all of it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long. Take care.